Hello students, let us discuss about difficulties in delegation of authority and steps to make delegation more effective. Resistance from superior to delegate the authority. Resistance from subordinate to accept delegation. Let us focus on resistance from the superior to delegate the authority. We have 5 points here: lack of trust, difficulty in guiding the subordinates, overconfidence of superior, fear of accountability for subordinates' mistakes, fear of losing authority. Lack of trust. If the superior feels that his subordinate cannot perform the job effectively due to lack of trust on subordinate, then in such type of situation, the superior will resist to delegate the authority to the subordinate. Difficulty in guiding the subordinates. The superior may face difficulty in guiding the subordinate on each and every aspect of the delegated job. So for successful delegation, the superior has to anticipate the future work situation, set objectives and action plans, and should convey all these things to the subordinate in advance. An effective monitoring system has to be adopted for monitoring the work performance of the subordinates. Overconfidence of superior. Some superiors are overconfident, feel that they can perform the job more effectively than others. Superiors have such type of feelings, resist to delegate the authority to the subordinates. Fear of accountability for subordinates' mistakes. If the superior has delegated the authority to the subordinate, then the superior will be made responsible for the mistakes done by the subordinates. Due to this fear, the superior resists delegation. Fear of losing authority. If the authority is delegated to the subordinate, then the subordinate will use to approach the superior for clarification of doubts, approval of work, etc., will take the decisions on his own without informing the superior about those decisions. Apart from this, the subordinates may also try to take the credit of the superior after learning all the business tactics. Hence, the superiors have the fear of losing the authority, resist delegation. Resistance from subordinates to accept delegation. We have 5 points. Afraid of criticism, delegation perceived as added responsibilities, easy to approach boss, absence of self-confidence, absence of necessary information and resources. Afraid of criticism. The subordinates who are afraid of criticism from delegation resist to accept delegation. If the delegation is successful, the superior takes all the credit to his side, but on the other hand, if the delegation gives unfavorable results, the superior directs all the criticism towards the subordinates. Delegation perceived as added responsibilities. Some companies do not give extra incentives, rewards for performing the delegated work. In such type of companies, subordinates resist to accept the delegation by stating that they are already suffering with heavy workload. Easy to approach boss. Decision making is a risky job and involves mental work. The subordinates find it easy to approach boss for solving a problem instead of taking the entire burden on their shoulders. The subordinates have such type of attitude, resist to accept delegation. Absence of self-confidence. Absence of self-confidence in subordinates that they can take up the responsibilities efficiently is one of the reasons behind the resistance to accept the delegation. The subordinates feel that they are incapable of taking up huge responsibilities. Absence of necessary information and resources. For taking up the delegated responsibilities, all the necessary information and resources should be available to the subordinates. Mostly, the information relating to the duties, instructions, are not made clear to the subordinates. In addition to this, the resources required for performing the job are also not made available to the subordinates. In such type of situations, the subordinates resist to accept delegation. Steps to make delegation more effective. The authority and responsibility of the managers must not be uncertain or unclear. This would help the manager to know about his tasks, level of authority, and expectations of his superiors. It avoids overlapping of authority and also avoids gap between responsibility and authority and helps in quick decision making process. Manager may not be able to delegate successfully due to insecurity feelings of his job. He should be motivated by appreciating his efforts and positive contributions in order to remove his fear. A pleasant, motivating, stressless, and free work climate needs to be created or developed. Managers should be rewarded for the accomplishment of tasks which are delegated. Delegation of authority should be exercised with good planning. Tasks should not be delegated until the goals are being made clear enough. Proper determination of goals would help in deciding the kind of authority which is to be given. Proper control techniques must be created in order to determine that the authority is being optimally utilized. Employees' capabilities and the personal specifications should be examined carefully in order to decide the amount of delegation to be provided and the kind of assignments which are to be allotted. Delegates must be chosen properly in the light of the job which is to be carried out so that they take up their part of responsibility and utilize the authority properly. Thank you.